Oh my god, it's the
Oh,
bear
gosh.
cat. That's why.
Bro,
That's right.
should I keep that in?
Yeah, and then we'll wash it.
Okay. No Child No Child Left Behind Act of 2001. The No Child Left Behind Act was designed to address the concern that the American education system was lagging behind its international competitors by holding schools responsible for boosting student performance through mandated standardized tests and minimum performance benchmarks. The goal was to close the achievement gap between poor and minority students and their more advantaged peers. The law passed and was signed by President George W. Bush on January 8, 2002. Once the law was passed, implementation began. States started implementing the provisions of the law, which included standardized testing requirements, accountability measures, and teacher quality standards. The law required annual standardized testing in reading and math for students in grades 3 through 8, as well as once in high school. This aimed to measure student progress and hold schools accountable for their performance. States were not technically forced to comply with the requirements of the No Child Left Behind Act, but they faced significant financial consequences if they chose not to. Many schools could not take the risk and complied with the rules. Schools were required to make adequate yearly progress toward the goal of having all students proficient in reading and math by 2014. Those failing to meet adequate yearly progress failed consequences, such as interventions or restructuring. No Child Left Behind aimed to close the achievement gap between disadvantaged students and their peers by requiring schools to report test scores desegregated by various subgroups such as race, income, and English proficiency. The law emphasized the importance of teacher quality by requiring all teachers in core academic subjects to be highly qualified. No Child Left Behind stressed the importance of parental involvement in education by requiring schools to notify parents of their child's performance on standardized tests and allowing them to request transfers or supplemental services if their child's school failed to meet AYP. Over time, No Child Left Behind faced criticism for its emphasis on testing, narrowing of curriculum, and unrealistic proficiency goals. Many argued that it led to teaching to the test and placed undue pressure on educators and students. No Child Left Behind expired in 2007 but continued to operate into 2015 when it was replaced by the Every Student Succeeds Act. ESSA provided more flexibility to states and districts while still emphasizing accountability and academic standards. No Child Left Behind left a lasting legacy in education policy, shaping discussions around accountability, standardized testing, and efforts to close the achievement gap. Its impact continues to be debated among policymakers, educators, and stakeholders in education. The No Child Left Behind Act of 2001 has left a lasting impact on today's education system. It fostered a culture of accountability through standardized testing and data-driven decision-making. It highlighted achievement gaps among different student groups, promoting ongoing efforts to address disparities and promote equity. The law also emphasized teacher quality standards and parental involvement in education, which remain important today. In conclusion, the No Child Left Behind Act was a big deal for schools in the U.S. It made schools more accountable and focused on helping all students succeed, especially those who were struggling. It also made teachers get better training and involved parents more in their kids' education. While some parts were good, like paying more attention to students who needed help, others were criticized, like too much focus on testing. Overall, it taught us a lot about what works and what doesn't in education, and it's still shaping how we do things today.